Hi guys, this is RRR Refuel Ride Race channel. My name is Gregor, and in today's video we will talk about some history, about my motorcycle history. I had 6 bikes and I would like to share some thoughts and my opinion about these bikes, my feelings and so on. Everything started in the early 90s when I started to follow motorcycles, cars, journals, news and so on. And also in the 90s I got my first bike, and you will see all of my 6 bikes that I had, including the last one, that is Suzuki SV650, as you probably know. I will try to introduce every bike, not so in detail, but just those essential things about the bike. I will talk about engines, about handling of the bikes, and I will point out also 2 good things and 2 bad things. Let me start.
My first bike was Tomos Automatic 3M. More exactly, this is not a bike, it's a moped from the year 1982, and I received it as a gift from my grandmother. It was a 50cc moped with 1.5 kilowatts, that is around 2 horses, and its weight was 45 kilograms. So here on a photo you can see me on automatic, Tomos Automatic. This is not exactly the bike that was mine, but this is my uncle's bike, or let's say moped, but it's almost the same, or was almost the same. So this model on the photo is a 3L model that you can see from 1989, and mine was 3M model from 1982, so older model. I had this moped for around 2 years, and it wasn't really in a good shape. Even at that time it was a bit old, because I got it in 96. So 1996 I got this automatic from my grandmother, and I was riding around my house, downhill and uphill, and it was fun. Let me point out 2 good things. It was light and very easy to ride, and it was automatic and not so fast. 50 kilometers per hour it was maximum speed. My next bike was a Vespa PK125XL electric starter. It had 125 cc, 8.5 horsepower at 6000 RPM. It was light enough, 88 kilograms, and I bought it second hand from a woman that lived 2 kilometers away. It was in a very good condition. It had 5,800 kilometers. It was firstly in white color, and then I repainted with my father in yellow. So here you can see the photo that it's not mine, but the model I had was practically this one. Maximum speed was around 100 kilometers. As you can see, here it is stated in technical data that it is 97 kilometers per hour. And this was the Vespa that I wanted all the time. I got it in 1998 when I was in a secondary school. and at that time I also got my license. So it never let me down. It was fast enough. These are two things, two very good, let's say, points, and two bad points. Wheels were very small, so 10 inches, and brakes were not so strong. My third bike was Vespa again, and a lot of people said you will have Vespas all your life. That's not true, but okay. So this time I bought LML150cc Vespa that was firstly in white color, and then I repainted it in black, as you see in different photos here. But it had all additional gadgets and accessories from PX200E that had a 200cc engine. I had also Leo Vin's exhaust on her, and it was the Vespa that everybody can desire. So it was fast enough, it was comfy enough, it was capable of taking two people almost everywhere. It could reach 110 kilometers per hour whenever you wanted it to. It had 12 horsepower, and it was a very nice scooter or bike, whatever you consider it. I have to say that after some experiments with the carburetor and nozzle, there was such heavy electricity from the spark plug that it made a hole on a piston. That is the only problem that I had with this Vespa, but I solved it, and I am happy that I experienced two Vespas. Two good things: it had enough power and enough torque, so there was no road going uphill that you were in need to insert the first gear. Two bad things: one were such small wheels, 10 inches, and it was a little bit dangerous riding it hard, and the other thing, it was a very small tank capacity, so you could do 100-130 kilometers only. After a longer break, I got Yamaha Majesty 180. This is a scooter, liquid cooled with around 15 horsepower, 4-stroke, and I bought it second hand. Even though the scooter was okay, I wasn't really satisfied with this scooter. I had some problems with the clutch, then I changed the clutch, and everything was fine. I only had it for 2 years, using it for going to work and back home, and it had probably around 20,000 kilometers, not more, not less, I would say. And if I have to point out some good things about it, I would say that it was really comfortable, and because of its weight and tires, it was very stable at higher speeds. Otherwise, bad things: the fuel gauge wasn't accurate, so it left me on the road once, and like I said, the clutch wasn't really durable. I bought it second hand, so I really didn't know the previous owner and how he or she treated the scooter, but at the end I sold it for almost the same amount of money as I bought it. Cagiva Canyon 500, my fifth bike. This bike I bought also second hand. It had 24,000 kilometers and something on the Tahoe, and it had around 34 horsepower, 500 cc, air and oil cooled. It was my first big bike, 4-stroke. Even though it was powerful enough and it had a good riding position, I didn't get very well along with this bike because of the vibrations. It's a single cylinder 500, so there are many vibrations, and also because of the enduro riding position being so high from the floor, from the road, and that's why I didn't like this bike very much. I reached 140 and it was already too much for me because of wind and vibrations. I have to say that this bike caused me a lot of problems. It's an Italian bike, I know. I knew it from the start, but I bought it for a low price, and I said to myself, okay. But then again, I had a lot of problems with aviation, with the bike, with the battery, stutter and things like this. I can say that this was my first Italian bike and probably the last one. Two good things about this bike: so low price and enough power. The engine was okay, but electronics, you probably know, very bad. And two bad things: too much vibration and a lot of buffeting at higher speeds. Suzuki SV650, the bike that I bought new. I bought it at the beginning of the 2020. It is a 2-cylinder V2 and it has 75 horsepower. It is a naked bike, so no wind protection. It is powerful enough. I really enjoy this bike. I've been around Slovenia many times. Right now I have a little bit more than 12,000 kilometers. I think that this bike is really reliable and I plan to keep it for another 2-3 years.
Okay, this is all for this time. If you like the content, click a thumb up, share and subscribe. Thank you. See you next time.